Hey, alright, so I'm back today with another video for you. I'm going to go over warping vocals. I was in the wonderful world of Reddit the other day, reading through the productions subreddits, and someone was asking about warping, and I don't remember exactly what they asked, but I was trying to explain how to warp by just writing it, and it was really difficult to explain all the processes. So I was just like, just go find a video online. I'm not sure if there are any. I'm sure there are tons, but I'm going to do one anyways. So I have this vocal stem from something I just threw together the other day when I was bored. And it's going to pull from this. The song was written at 128. So So we're just going to use this. I'm crying for you. Hopefully this is loud enough. Oh man, it's still going through there. How do I turn this up? Because I can't turn. The way my settings are right now are goofy. I'm crying for you. Alright, that being said, alright, so the song's at 128. I was just listening to it with a metronome. I'm crying for you. You left me with nothing. So if we go, we'll turn it up to like 135 and turn on warp markers, new warp markers. Yes. So it warps it, but not perfectly. Let's see. It's on pro right now. I'm crying. I'm crying for you. You left me with nothing but to think about you. See, it just sounds weird and out of time, kind of, compared to what it was before. Like, it was more with the metronome. And what I do when I do this, too, I'm not an expert at this, by the way. I don't warp vocals a whole lot. But it's important, I'd say, to not only reference it with the metronome to warp it, just for, like, more, like, a good, better timing. But the problem is you need to go back and reference it in the actual song, too, that you're working on, because it kind of can just sound really mechanical and fucking weird if you don't. It just doesn't go with the groove of the track. Like, when someone sings on a song, they're singing to the song, not just like a metronome. So there might be, the way the bass line moves, you know, they might move their voice differently. So today, though, we're only going to use it with a metronome just to get an idea. So we'll go through and just go through some of the processes and bringing up the little node warp marker and things too, and see if we can get, we'll probably just do this small little sections. It doesn't need to be a super long video. You just need to get the idea of what's going on. So here we go. I'm crying for you. Like, I find it's kind of weird there. I'm crying for you. I'm crying for you. So I tend to, I can't really do it in this video. I guess it's just be weird and annoying after a while, but I'll kind of like sing to the metronome too. And like maybe mute the vocals to get a better idea of how I want it to move on it. So let's see. I might even move this up a little bit. This to just get it. So the problem here too is when you use the warp markers, or if you move this when it's gray, it's going to move the whole thing and everything behind it up and kind of smash it. So you could put the warp markers there and it kind of blocks off other things behind it being edited, which is kind of a big part of doing this. And it's tricky to do warping with it. If you practice it enough, you get like really quick at it. But if you don't do it often, like I'm not that great. It takes me a while. So anyways, I'm crying for you. I'm crying for you. Let's see. Do I want this back a little bit? I'm crying. Nope. Again, you can see it's kind of trial and error. I'm crying for you. I'm crying for you. It's just kind of was weird. Maybe just scooch it up a little bit. I'm crying for you. I'm crying for you. I'm crying for you. I'm crying for you. See, that's better. I like that more. I'm crying for you. So this is like before. I'm crying for you. It's just weird, not a time. Oop, we gotta go the other way. Boom, 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 boom. I'm crying for you. So so it's much smoother, goes with the time. And again, with this kind of stuff, if you're new to this, I mean, if you're a musician and actually play instruments and use metronomes, it's going to be a lot easier. It might be really hard for you to hear timing if you don't with vocals, because it's just to a metronome. Like, I mean, I play piano. I played for quite some time, and I practice with a metronome, so it helps a lot. So this is something, especially if you don't play an instrument and haven't practiced with the metronomes and things like that, and your timing isn't great, this is going to be a lot more challenging for you than someone else that is, you know, an actual musician.
I'm crying for you. You left.
See, that needs to come in earlier. So I'm going to just maybe take this small section and work with this a little bit and see. Move this up. Let's start halfway through, though, just to make this, no, we have to wait every time.
You left.
See, it's, again, hard, though. This is why it's time consuming, because without the context, it also makes it challenging. And we don't have any other song under it either to kind of work with in this tutorial, so that also makes it a little bit more challenging.
I'm crying for you. You left.
I feel like this should almost be all the way up here.
I'm crying for you. You left.
A little too soon. Maybe here.
I'm crying for you. You left.
Still.
I'm crying for you. You left me.
Okay, now it's going to get weird. So this might need to go forward.
I'm crying for you. You left me.
All right, let's see. We have to move some stuff around. Like, once you start warping 2, you'll get these kind of weird artifacts in the vocals, and you can hear them. This also is vocoded, but those aren't like really there, I don't think, in the original. So, and you'll hear it even with natural voicing. You kind of have to figure out which way to move stuff too. It gets tricky. Let's see.
I'm crying for you. You left me.
Yeah, it's weird.
I'm crying for you. You left. I'm crying for you. You left me.
Son of a bitch. Let me see if I go back to this.
I'm crying for you. You left me.
Maybe that was there.
I'm crying for you. You left me. I'm crying for you. You left me.
All right, now we're getting somewhere.
I'm crying for you. You left me.
You left me.
I'm crying for you. You left me.
You left. I think this needs to move up.
I'm crying for you. You left me. I'm crying for you. You left me with. I'm crying for you. You left me with nothing. I'm crying for you. You left me with nothing.
This me needs to move quicker through too, so I'm going to take the node here at the end of it and shorten it maybe. Let's maybe just get rid of that one and that one, see if...
I'm crying for you. You left me with nothing.
There we go, it's a bit better. So me with... this might need to move up.
I'm crying for you.
started at the right place, but this might need to go back and then let's see if I push this up to go quicker.
I'm crying for you. You left me with nothing.
The nothing goes way too slow.
I'm crying for you. You left me with nothing. I'm crying for you. You left me with nothing. I'm crying for you. You left me with nothing.
That's better. It's not perfect. I would tinker with it a lot more. I'll just finish this section. You get the idea. I mean, there's no point in me sitting here and like spending all this time doing it. You get the idea, and the best way to learn this is you just have to fucking do it. It sucks at first, but you get, and the thing that sucks about it even more is that you start, and then in the beginning you're like, oh, okay, this isn't bad, and then you just get better as you go, and then you fucking hate the beginning part, and you go redo the beginning because of how shitty you did in the beginning compared to when you get better later. So it kind of sucks, but the more you do it, you'll probably just be able to start off really quick and push through it really quick, and then it's less painful having to sit there for an hour to go through all the vocals and, you know, re-time them to a different BPM. But let's just play through one more time what we have here. I'm not going to edit it anymore. I think you get the idea. So
I'm crying for you. You left me with nothing. But
and let's just go back. I think can I get rid of these? Just can you hear the difference? Sound effects for you for that.
I'm crying for you.
All right, you can already hear it's out of time. Very much so.
You left me.
And we go back to what we did. Back. One more time for fun.
I'm crying for you. You left me with nothing.
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Warping vocals. That's how you do it. Unless there's a better way that I don't know of, that is how you do it. So I hope this helped give you a little bit better of understanding on how to warp vocals. And this goes with anything though. I mean, warping drums, etc. Given for drums, you'd probably use beats. And you should definitely learn about what all the differences between these are, because you'll want to use different ones depending on the material you're working with. It really does help. So definitely do some reading on that. Just Google it, or just go to help. I'm pretty sure you could pull up the manual, and the manual goes right through it as well. So I hope this video helped. It's a short one, quick, to the point. Have fun, warp some vocals, make some weird shit. All right.